How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you guys were here for my live stream that I did earlier this morning, welcome back. I did say I was gonna make a trade recap, and I'll show you guys what happened today. I will admit right off the bat, if you guys are just watching the video without watching the live, I would recommend going and watching. Maybe not the full 2 hours of the live, but maybe skip towards the end where we start taking the trade and try to listen to why I took the trade. That's going to be important. I will admit, though, today I shouldn't have traded. I shouldn't have live streamed this. The only reason why I took multiple trades today was because I felt the need to, and because I was live streaming, and because I needed to show something, right? And that was the first mistake I did. Actually, second mistake. The first mistake I did was trading on CPI day. And if you remember, I'm not gonna pull it up because you should probably remember by now. But this whole week is going to be hell, and I said that on Monday. I also said that on Sunday. So in the weekend, I said that this week is going to be hell and I should not be trading. And next thing you know, I break my most valuable rule, and that's trading CPI, knowing damn well that price can do anything and anything it wants. So that's what happened, right? In a way, I traded my strategy. It worked out, but I wasn't in the trade, and I actually did like the exact opposite of what I was supposed to do. And so we're gonna go over that today, and we're gonna talk about what happened. So first and foremost, oh yeah, and by the way, this is gonna be a pretty long video because I'm gonna really dig deep in some topics here. So if you're not gonna watch the video for a good hour, then I would recommend go study for your other tests. I guess I don't know what you want to be doing for an hour. Okay, so first, right off the bat, I'm going to unhide this. It's going to look very messy. I know. So the first thing we want to notice, there's a lot of stuff, but the first thing we want to notice is the red line here. And this is actually our monthly fair value gap, or monthly swing high that's here. Okay, and do notice again, there was that swing high here that we broke, right? That I'm highlighting right here with my cursor. There was a swing high up here that we actually broke yesterday. And CPI actually came through and broke through this swing high on the month. And so if you go down to the week, I'm not too sure this is a big impact, but that's just the weekly right now. Again, you can see that previous week was bearish, right? We came down and then we started bullish, so we bought it all back. Ended here, and then we kept buying up. And that was because of CPI. We'll have to wait for news tomorrow, see what happens there. The daily looks a little more messy. I know there's a lot of lines. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of OTEs. Sorry about that, but we'll get to that. This fair value gap up here is pretty sure there's a daily fair value gap up here that I marked out. Yes, daily fair value gap. That's just an imbalance. It will probably get broken through, but I just have it there for a level of draw on liquidity, and also just a level of where price could be reacting off of. All right. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. So I want to pay attention to the 4 hour because this is actually where my mistakes came in at first. Shoot, I wish I could get rid of these. Okay, let's just do it without. All right, so let's delete this. Let's delete this. That makes it a lot clearer. So what do we notice right away on the 4 hour? Okay, now everything that happened here was Sunday, right? Sunday, Monday, okay? And we talked about this. I'm pretty sure I took a trade on Monday on this. We talked about this. What we didn't talk about was this. Oh yeah, no, we did. I'm pretty sure. There was a bigger market structure shift here. That's my highlight, okay? And that is what's going to indicate the strategy we're going to be using, right? My strategy that I reformed in a way, and it worked, okay? And I didn't even notice it. Well, I didn't notice it, but I just didn't take a trade, and I did like the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. But first of all, the strategy that I teach or try to teach, the first rule of it isn't even about trading, right? The first rule is no trades on CPI day or any high impact news day. We got CPI at 8:30, and that shit hit harder than a fucking bus. And we knew the outcomes. We knew that CPI was going to go up, and it was going to come down, or it was going to go down and going to go up. You know, there's no hiding it. It always does that. But anyways, we traded anyways, right? We went live. If you haven't seen that, I recommend going in my live playlist or whatever and seeing that. Anyways, what I marked out at first was this daily fair value gap that was down here. I didn't think much of it because at first I'm pretty sure I drew the OT like this. I don't know why I drew an OT, but I did an OT like this. Okay, yeah, it didn't even fit, but I saw that daily fair value gap here and just kind of told myself, hey, if CPI comes down lower, you know, this could be an area. And I told myself, well, that I don't see price coming down to this swing low at all, because that would be a complete, you know, if CPI's price came down all the way down here, that would just mean like a huge like reversal. You know, this is like we're coming all the way back down, right? And that would be like a big market structure shift. Not exactly what we want when we're bullish on the weekly. Not what we want at all. Okay. Okay. So on the 4 hour here, okay, we have above this daily fair value gap, which I can now delete because it doesn't matter. I had this 15-minute fair value gap here that, you know, we use for support just to show you that play here. There's also a 4 hour fair value gap here that will play a big part, that is important. And I'll tell you why I marked this. So I marked this before even drawing my OT or doing anything. This was my pre-market analysis, if you will. Before anything, I just kind of draw any kind of fair value gaps, any kind of order blocks I notice. Fair value gaps, as you will see, are my friends, right? That's any kind of visible fair value gap is what you want to mark. Also on the 4 hour, please do notice there's another fair value gap here. I'm not sure why it's extended. There's another one that happens here, and we'll talk about that one, see what happens there. Okay, so there's two. But what happens? Okay, my strategy I actually prefer my strategy when it's a bullish kind of breakaway like trend. I haven't been trading bearish. I'm pretty sure I've never taken a trade. I've never went short with my strategy. It's always worked bullish because I don't think I understand how market structure shift happens to the upside, but the downside, I'm just like, I'm so confused on how that happens. But anyways, please notice on the daily, you can't see anything. There's no market structure shift. The only thing there is here, right? It breaks here. Other than that, there really isn't anything, right? And we're still going up, so there's no swing high. So I can't draw an OT. There's nothing, right? But this is clear, right? So on the 4 hour, what's also very clear in a market structure shift? This high here that's created, right? It's a tiny high, but this high is higher than this, and it's higher than this one. So that's a swing high, okay? And that's the latest swing high before we make some lower highs. And then on this candle, we just completely break. And this is clean, right? This is what I like. If this was wicking all the way, I wouldn't really like it. But this just broke right through, stood there, and just kept going up. That to me shows very clear signs of a very bullish displacement. Does that make sense? And so with displacement comes fair value gaps, which is what I saw. A 4 hour fair value gap right around the market structure shift. So this all lined up with my strategy. This is what I saw even before I started making my strategy. This is what I started noticing every single day. So I took note. So what does my strategy teach next? It says, oh, well, after you've determined your market structure shift on a high time frame, And this is good. It's the 4 hour. It's right by the daily. There was nothing on the daily, so what's the closest thing? The 4 hour. Clear market structure shift on the 4 hour. What am I going to do? Draw your OT. Okay, so you have your OT here. Where's the swing low? That's the swing low. Very clearly marked out by that level of high time frame, 15-minute fair value gap or 15-minute PD array. Swing low to what? The swing high. At the time, that swing high was that CPI. That seems very far, but it will make sense in a second when I draw this out. Now, can you see what happened? Can you see where that price is, really? Where did it come back to? Down here. See? It's fucking it up, but down here. Okay? So that's going to be important. Next, after the 4 hour, I like to just jump right into the 1 hour, and I like to draw my quarterly theory. As pointed out by shit, what did I just close? What the fuck did I just close? Okay, my bad. As pointed out by Nick in our live stream, he said that I was using the quarterly theory, and I was happy that he noticed that, because I was, and I saw something very clear in the quarterly theory that helped us kind of take, I guess not the trade I would have taken, but the initiative to take this trade, was that there was accumulation and then manipulation above these highs, obviously above that monthly liquidity, and then we came down with CPI to what? To our OTE, to our 4 hour fair value gap, right? We came down to that, and if you look just the price action of the 1 hour, you can notice something. And I was dumb. I played dumb the whole live stream. I was I'm pretty sure I went live like after this. Yeah, I went live after this because this lasted 2 hours. Yes, I went live after that, and I played dumb. I was oblivious. I will say that I was oblivious to the fact that my strategy was now just working. So yeah, it was dumb, but it is what it is. You know, mistakes happen. It is what it is. So let's talk about this 4 hour fair value gap here in gray that we have marked out, right? This one doesn't really do anything, as you can see. So this one just kind of gets traded right through at 9:30. And so we can delete that. I mean, that's not really important. That's not really the latest. This is the important one. This is where the OT is drawn. That's where price is drawn. Now, is it fair value gap supposed to be super, super accurate? No, not really. But it's just there as a PD array to determine that's the zone we're in. Now, in the 1 hour, is there any other bullish PD arrays that we can notice? Yeah, right now, you see there's an order block here. This is a big order block. I'm just marking this out just so you guys can see. That's it. Okay, so boom. All right. Anything on the 30-minute that's around that area? Oh yeah, there's a fair value gap right here. So I can get rid of this order block, right? Because it's the same here. And I can maybe change it to that fair value gap. So is there anything here in the fair? Oh, oops. Okay. So 30-minute fair value gap. Look how close that price went to that consequent encroachment. All right, cool. Is there anything on the 15-minute? That's near the golden thing. Oh yeah, there's a tiny fair value gap right here on the golden thing. All right, so let's draw that. Is there any price action that comes down to here? No, kind of just trades right through. But we don't know that. Like, we don't know that before. So obviously when I was doing my live trading, if you go look, I didn't have this marked out, right? I'm doing this now to educate myself and you guys. What I just had marked out was that 4 hour fair value gap because I was oblivious. I didn't know price was going to come down here. I didn't know price was going to react such in a good way to my OT level that I had drawn out. Okay. I didn't know that. So what happened? What happened was that price reacted, and there was definitely some kind of reactions off this 30-minute fair value gap. I will not lie. And then, you know, you had that 1 hour bullish order block that also helped. So that's 2 PD arrays plus 3 of that 4 hour fair value gap plus 5 because of that OTE plus 6 because you're in discount. So yeah, that's a lot stacking up. That's a lot of bullish momentum potential. Bullish potential momentum. There we go. And then we just shot up. And it's better if I show you on the 5-minute because this is where I was kind of trading. And this is where I made my mistake. I was hoping for my strategy to work actually up here. And I actually, if you remember from my live stream, if Nick is still watching this video, if anyone from my live stream is watching this video, I was all over the place. I will not lie. Every time I get in front of the camera, I just start speaking and I just do random things and I try to show off. And that's exactly what happened in the live stream, and that's exactly what made me lose. You know why? Because over here, I started talking about, oh, we could have an OT here, and we can do this, and there's gonna be a market structure shift. So there's gonna be like an OT from here to here, and next thing you know, there's gonna be a fucking range of from here to here, and we're gonna like, I was all over the place. I mean, I was like, I don't even know what I was talking about. What the fuck was I talking about? Next thing you know, I'm talking about this fucking 5-minute market structure shift that's gonna happen. And if this happens, I was hoping for two things. I was hoping for price to reach the OT level of this CPI gap of displacement. So it comes back up and then it hits that market structure shift. So then it has to come back down to this displacement of market. Like, you know, I was trying to make a strategy inside the strategy that's already happening inside the strategy. I was down deep in the rabbit hole. I cannot lie. That was bad. And I'll admit it, that was bad. Because this whole time, you know what price was doing? It was following the standard deviation. Was it not? Take the swing low to the market structure shift. Let's do that. Let's swing low to that market structure shift. What's the standard deviation on that? What was the target on that? What do we always target? We target the consequent encroachment of the 2.5 to the -2. Should be right around there. What did price do? Huh. Oh, it went there. Oh, it went there all right. Oh, yeah, it did. Now, let's draw some standard deviation boxes. From -1 to -1.5. What happens? Okay, fair. From -2 to -2.5, what happens? All right, fair. Yeah. I was blinded. I was blinded by the fact. I think I was blinded because of CPI. I was super excited because of CPI. And I think I was over leveraged in my mind. I was just thinking of other things and I was not focused on the bigger picture. And so I'd stopped focusing on what I actually wanted to do. And I forced my strategy in place. I want you to remember that. I forced it into the trading. It didn't happen. I forced it to happen. Hence why it didn't work. And I got to remind myself, man, my strategy does not work every day. This got formed Sunday. The high got formed Sunday. The move got formed Monday. And the reaction got moved. It got executed on Tuesday. That's 3 different days where my strategy was building. 3 different days. The only time that the strategy worked was today because I took the trade. I would have taken the trade off today. But did it get created today? No. So why would I take a strategy that I just made that creates over 3 days in just 1 day? Does that really work? No. You can tell why. Plus the CPI and the news and all that. But I got to slow down, man. Anyways. Let's come back to what I was doing. So yeah, it starts going off. Just look at this CPI. This is CPI, my friends. This whole displacement down, that's strong, man. Price can drop in a second. In a second. And that's what happened. And then I was thinking, yeah, market structure shift here. And I was arguing with myself. I was like, this could be a failed market structure shift. This is also where the live stream kind of kept up. I was like, oh, it's coming up, whatever. This is where I started the live stream around these candles. So completely oblivious of this. And this happened. And then I was thinking that it would come up. Oh yeah, I had drew the OT of the CPI like this, and you can see price hit the 0.62. And I do want to refer, Nick talked about NQ, and so I did take a look at NQ, and NQ actually got to the top at 11.12. Let's see where we were at 11.12. 11.12, we were right here. That candle, that strong candle, was at the 0.62 on NQ. That candle took out the OT level. So in my mind, at that time, this is why I took a dumb trade. In my mind, and I didn't tell this to chat, in my mind, I said this took out the OT on NQ, and it took it out on QQQ, right, 11.20. It's going to come back down, all the way down to the OT of this whole, because I was like, oh, maybe this. Then I drew another OT. I was like, oh, price is going to come back down to here, to the OT. I was like, oh, it's going to come back down. And it's also in the distribution zone. Okay? So guess what happens? I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, the only thing we need now is those highs to be liquidated, right, off this candle. Boom, liquidated it. And then go short. And so that's what I did the first time. Notice how those highs got up here? It didn't sweep it. It just got up to that level. And we were in mid-consolidation. I entered short. Boom, where did that go? Ooh, all the way down to here, 0.5. Started getting bought up. Got bought up, got up, bought up, all the way to 0.706. 05, my bad. Sold. Started getting short again because I thought it was going to come. Dude, I thought. What the fuck was I doing? French trades. Dog. Where in this whole move was there a market structure shift, and a valid one? Because if you remember, the one we took off this one was on the 4 hour. Where does it happen on the 4 hour? Where's the swing low where this CPI breaks? No, there's none. This might be a low, but it's not a swing low on the 4 hour. And if I go on the 1 hour, sure. That's a swing low. Did it break it? Yeah, but there's also mutual lows here. Did it break that? Sure. But it didn't work. Because that's not the low of this whole trend. That's I think that's what made that was my mistake, I think. If this low would have been, oh God, I don't know how to draw this. If this low would have been like this, like down here, for example, no, maybe not, like here. You understand how that would be different? Because it broke this low. This swing low got broken. So now the nearest swing low is not above, it's under. So this now would be a valid one. But notice how it's here. It's above this one. So it just kept going. It just kept riding the trend. Right? So what's a swing low that broke all these? It would have been these swing lows down here would have actually made it a solid market structure shift. That's what would have happened. So was this whole move valid? No. So was the OT there valid for an entry? So yes and no. The OT there is valid because it's the fib, like that. The fib works on everything, right? You draw the fib, it works here, right? You draw the fib, it works here, like, you know what I mean? It's part of the Fibonacci tool. So it will work. There's different levels that work. The 0.5 that works, a premium discount that works. It's built into the market. But does the entry on the OT that my strategy teaches work? No. Why? No market structure shift. Why? Because, French, you're fucking stupid. You don't know how to do this. You didn't look at the big picture. That's why when you go short like this, you have to have the hardest mental stop knowing that damn well you were wrong. So the moment I saw this green candle, I'm like, all right, I'm fucking out of this. There's no point for me to be in there. Right? No point. Pretty sure I even took this in my notes. Yeah, okay, so I have that in my notes. There was no point. This market structure shift, no point for it. Actually, no, there is a point. This just proved my point that this was a good reaction. This was a double, like a double. There's another PD array that said, hey, this is a move up that will happen. And so I'm pretty sure if you take the standard deviation of this, you can probably get a level. What's that? Barely consequent encroachment. Actually, it probably is. Just didn't draw it right. Yeah. So I need to remind myself that in these cases, this swing, like this, is valid in a way because there is a high time frame PD array that gets hit. It's not liquidity. It's internal liquidity. Okay, targeting external, but it doesn't work with my strategy because as you saw, the swing high kept getting broken, right? So if we look at this, we'll do on the 5 minute. Right, that swing low went all the way. Why did we not draw this OT again on this swing high, for example? Right? Why didn't we do that? Because when price came down, I'm like, oh, it could have went down here. But did it break structure? No. And you wait. You can't even trade those, by the way. You wait. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Comes back up. And it breaks that high. So what's the new high? We got to find a new high and a new swing high. New swing high is this one. Okay, so this is the latest one. Okay, understand that this could change any time. This could change right here. But it comes down aggressively. Okay, and it breaks structure on these lows. Okay, so that tells me one thing. First of all, it's CPI, so that should tell you one thing, that it's going to break through something. Broke through those lows, stayed under those lows, closed under those lows. So that tells me it's a valid swing high, and price is likely not coming up, back up to this. So that's the OT there. That's the current range that it created. Okay, that's the highest high, lowest low in that range. Okay, and then if price does come back to that range, because if it starts dropping and it comes back out of nowhere here, right, that's fine. Because if it makes a new high, then guess what? We just draw the OT to that new high, and then that new high will give us a low that comes back to the OT. Like, it all works algorithmically like that, It's meant to come back. So, yeah, that's this. I was talking about this one, the market structure shift here, right? If you kept doing this, if you took, let me delete this real quick. Let me delete this and this. If your OTE was something like this from the swing low, and the first thing you saw was the swing high here, right? Okay, so you drew that. Did it come down to the 0.5? No. Kept going higher. New swing high. Did it come back? No. Went higher. New swing high. Do you see my trend now? So there's a valid market structure shift here, but it doesn't come back down. It just shows us that price is willing to go higher. Swing high. New swing high up here. Didn't come down. New swing high all the way up here. Didn't come down. New swing high up here. Didn't come down. Make sense? So why was I targeting this displacement's OT? There was no OT to target. Because that swing high never broke structure. That swing high never did anything to break structure. Did you see any lows break any of these lows? No. Yes, here. But it didn't break this low. It didn't show aggressive, if we had it down here, for example. So here. Right, on this swing high. It came down, came down, came down, came down. Did it close under these lows? This? No, it didn't. This over here. This was swing high here. Boom, 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 boom. Lows, lows, near swing low. Did this low break into this one? No. So it's not valid. So why would I be targeting a level that doesn't exist? It's like it wasn't there. This just shows me that there's a strong bullish confirmation, but it doesn't tell me where that swing high is going to be and where I'm supposed to draw my OTE. Right? I needed that break of structure, and I think that was the oblivious I was. That I was so oblivious that I forgot my strategy. So I mean, there you have it. You know, that's why it didn't work in a way. That's exactly why it didn't work. Same thing happened on NQ and QQQ. Whoop, wrong one. Same thing happened. Right? The OT, same thing. I mean, here you can even see there was a clear one right here. Oh, you could just draw the OT here. Let's delete this one for a second. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. But where's the swing low? There's a swing low here. Yes, valid. Okay, I agree with that. So that's one break of structure. That's a valid swing high. That could be our whole move. That could be where I shorted it. That's also where I shorted it on SPX. That's valid for me to think. And we're also in the, actually, let's redraw the range. We're in full premium. So yes, it's valid for me to start, you know, selling. And it comes down to these lows. Now this would be like make or break. It sweeps these lows. It doesn't even close under these lows. Okay. So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that I probably couldn't go short, because this literally, what I'm realizing right now is that it doesn't even make sense to go short. Why would I go short here if there's no levels to target here yet? My strategy is, if it's a bullish displacement, I should have bullish displacement reaccumulation for another bullish. I should be going long. I want to go long, not short. Yeah, I want to go short to come long at one point, but why go short if the long placement doesn't even exist? Now I understand what I was thinking. I was thinking that if I go short early, I can catch this move going down. And so when it hits the OT, I can then do my strategy, the one that actually works for me and the one I understand, to go along, because it's the middle of that 5-minute order block. The problem is that swing high never got validated. It got broken through, and so it just kept going higher. And so in my thoughts, it was just like, just didn't work out. It didn't work out because I wasn't targeting anything. And my strategy, the one it works, the one I was targeting, the OT kept going higher and higher and higher. So there was no point for price to come down at any point. There was no point to go short. Ever. Well, I hope you learned something, because I definitely did. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. Didn't really talk about the quarterly theory a lot, but by now you should understand it. If you don't, go watch Dave's video. He explains a lot. Sorry I got a little angry. That's what happens when I fucking suck and my brain isn't. I mean, listen, I've been studying all fucking week, bro. I'm tired of shit. To be honest, I don't want to do this. This is tiring, bro. It's a lot of work. But I grind it out like anything. So, and it's for you guys, to be honest. I mean, you guys seem to enjoy it. I honestly didn't think I was going to have viewers during my live stream, and we had some great conversations with some people. Oh yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, I made a Discord right here. So if you guys want to join, let me know. leave a comment, and I'll send you guys the link, so you guys can send your pictures and chart ideas and stuff like that, and we'll chat in there. All right. So without further ado, I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. I can't live stream for the rest of the week. This was my only like free day or whatever. So I will see you guys very soon, I hope.